What if I told you a Chinese EV could land in Canada for around $40,000 with a claimed 1,000-kilometer range? Sounds insane, right? But here's the real question. What happens to that 1,000 kilometers at minus 20 degrees Celsius? Because in Canada, range numbers don't mean much when winter hits. We've all seen it. EVs losing 30%, sometimes even 40% of their range, struggling to charge, slowing down when you need them the most. So this isn't just about a big number on paper. This is about something much bigger. Can a Chinese EV actually survive a Canadian winter? And the car making that claim is this. Look at this car. Seriously, take a good look at the 2026 BYD Seal 08. If I told you this massive luxury electric flagship was arriving on Canadian streets later this year for around $40,000 to $45,000 US, your first reaction would probably be, sign me up. But your second reaction, especially if you live anywhere north of the border, is probably a lot more skeptical. We've all seen the headlines. We've all seen the pictures of EVs completely bricked in freezing temperatures, stranded at charging stations when the thermometer drops to minus 20 degrees Celsius. And now, the biggest EV manufacturer on the planet is bringing a cheap lithium iron phosphate-powered luxury sedan into the Canadian winter. Is this the ultimate Tesla killer we've been waiting for? Or is it going to leave you freezing on the side of the Coquihalla Highway with a dead battery? Welcome back to Northern EV. Today, we are taking a brutally honest look at the BYD Seal 08. We're going to tear into the specs, expose the reality of how BYD's famous Blade battery actually handles extreme winter temperatures, and explain why Ford, Mercedes, and especially Tesla are absolutely terrified of what's coming to our market in late 2026. Let's get into it. Before we talk about the cold, we have to talk about the car, because the value proposition here is almost offensive to the Western auto industry. In China, the Seal 08 is expected to launch with a price tag equivalent to roughly $42,000 to $49,000. For the price of a mid-tier, incredibly basic crossover in our market, what exactly does BYD give you? For starters, size. This thing is not a compact commuter car. It is 5.15 meters long. That is over 16.8 feet of car. It's got a wheelbase of over 3 meters. To put that in perspective, driving this gives you proportions closer to a Mercedes S-Class than a Tesla Model 3. The design is what BYD calls ocean aesthetics. You get these razor-sharp ice eye headlights that integrate with deep-sea starlight ambient lighting. It has a completely closed, frameless grille with active air intakes that open and close based on aerodynamic and cooling needs. The door handles are completely hidden, sitting flush against a flowing, crease-free side profile that ends in an industry-first Wave Galaxy 3D taillight bar. It looks like a $100,000 flagship, and if it had a Porsche badge on the hood, dealerships here would happily charge you that much for it. But BYD isn't just selling you a pretty shell. They are selling you the absolute bleeding edge of electric vehicle technology. But let's address the elephant in the room, the Canadian winter. Under the floor of the Seal 08 sits BYD's brand new Blade 2.0 battery. This is an LFP, lithium iron phosphate battery. Now, if you know anything about EV chemistry, you know that LFP batteries are famous for being incredibly safe, ridiculously durable, and generally cheaper to produce. But their one historical weakness? They hate the cold. So, will a $40,000 BYD just die when it hits minus 20 degrees Celsius? The short answer is no, and the engineering behind why is fascinating. First, BYD claims the top-tier Seal 08 with the Blade 2.0 battery can travel up to 1,000 kilometers on a single charge. Now, let's be real, that's the CLTC testing cycle, which is heavily optimistic. In real-world North American driving, that's probably closer to 600 or 650 kilometers. But in winter, every EV loses range. You can expect a 20% to 30% drop when the snow starts falling. Here is BYD's secret weapon. The Seal 08 comes standard with a wide temperature range, high-efficiency heat pump system. This isn't just a basic heater. This system uses direct refrigerant cooling and heating technology, pulling waste heat from the electric powertrain to warm the cabin and the battery. It is designed to operate seamlessly in temperatures ranging from a scorching 60 degrees Celsius all the way down to minus 30 degrees Celsius. Compared to older PTC heaters that drain your battery just to keep your toes warm, BYD's heat pump increases winter range by up to 20%. In recent real-world tests out in the freezing minus 13 degrees Celsius cold, BYD's LFP batteries were plugged into fast chargers right next to Tesla Model Ys and Hyundai Konas. And despite the freezing temps and a totally cold-soaked battery, the BYD managed its thermal curve incredibly well, pulling competitive charging numbers once preconditioned. So no, this car won't leave you stranded in the snow. It's built to fight the cold. And when you do need to charge, you aren't going to be waiting long. The Seal 08 is built on an 800-volt high-voltage architecture. If you find a high-output charger, this car supports megawatt flash charging. BYD claims you can add roughly 400 kilometers of range in just 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That is literally the time it takes to walk into a Tim Hortons, grab a double-double, and walk back to your car. But it's not just a straight-line highway cruiser. Driving a 5-meter-long boat in a tight parking lot sounds like a nightmare, right?
BYD thought of that. They equipped the Seal 08 with rear-wheel steering to make it turn like a much smaller car. They also threw in the Daisus A active suspension system. This system constantly reads the road and adjusts the dampers in real time. Hit a massive winter pothole? The suspension softens on that specific wheel before you even feel the impact, keeping the car perfectly level. It's the kind of ride quality you expect from a high-end, luxury European sedan, completely democratized in a vehicle half the price. Open the doors, and the disrespect to legacy automakers continues. Because of that massive 3-meter wheelbase, the interior space is cavernous. The rear legroom exceeds a full meter, and for the front, you get the world's first floating zero-gravity seats. These things have 21 high-precision pressure sensors that dynamically adjust to your posture while you drive. And if you look at the roof of the car, you'll see a small bump. That is the LiDAR sensor for BYD's God's Eye Advanced Driver Assistance System. This car is packed with tech designed to map the world around you in 3D, keeping you centered, safely distanced, and actively avoiding collisions. It's a supercomputer wrapped in Nappa leather. So, when is this actually happening? The regulatory gates are opening, and BYD is officially bringing its vehicles to the Canadian market in 2026. Industry insiders are projecting that demo units will start arriving by mid-2026, with retail availability kicking off late in the year, specifically targeting high EV adoption provinces like Quebec and British Columbia first. This isn't just another car launch. This is a massive disruption. For years, North American consumers have been forced to swallow higher and higher prices for EVs that offer incremental updates. The BYD Seal 08 proves that long-range, ultra-fast charging, luxury technology doesn't have to cost 6 figures. And the fact that it packs an advanced heat pump and thermal management system proves they are taking our winter climate seriously. So, I have to ask you, if the BYD Seal 08 lands in Canada at that $45,000 to $50,000 price point,
loaded with a 1,000-kilometer battery and zero-gravity seats. Are you buying it? Or are you still spending your money on a Tesla Model 3 or a traditional gas car? Get down in the comments and be brutally honest. I want to know exactly what you guys think. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next breakdown of the EV revolution. Stay warm out there, and I'll see you in the next one.